All right, we're looking at sheet D10. The first thing you got to recognize with this one is what it says at the very top of the sheet up here of the scale. The scale is half scale. So everything that's up here, this 6.5 is 3 1/4, 4 is 2, 1 1/2 is 3/4, 1 is a half, 4 is 2. Everything is split in half as we do it, but everything else is still the same. When we do this one from the front view, which we're going to draw first, we're going to see A. We're going to see B and C, which is kind of what I call the head, the throat, and the body. And then we're going to see D, the rectangle over here. So let's go ahead and figure out what A is first. It says it's up 6 and over 6.5, so we know that we're going to be up 3 and over 3 1/4. All right, it says this top part of the L is over 2 inches, but what is half of that? 1. And then we need to know how far up to go here, but we're going to have to do it a roundabout way. We got to go up 5.5 and down 4 to get this measurement. Or we can go 5.5 minus 4 is 1.5. What is half of 1.5? 3/4. So I'm going to measure up 3/4. And now I can just connect the dots like we've been doing on a couple other drawings. So there's my overall A piece. Now I'm going to look to get the head, the throat, and the body here. So it says to go up another 2.5 inches, which is really 1 1/4 if you cut it in half. It says to go over a total of 4 inches, and that includes B and D both. So I'm going to go over 2 inches to the half of 4. Now I can use this 5.5 measurement up to get the bottom part of this one. Bottom part of the D, really. So half of 5 is 2.5. Half of a half is 1/4. So a half plus 1/4 is 2 3/4. But now the only problem with that is we got to take what is half of that. So half of 2 3/4 is 1 3/8 tall. So I'm going to go up 1 3/8 from the very, very bottom of the part. I take that back. I go up 2 inches. Looking at the wrong thing. I already got that measurement on there. I need to go up this 4-inch mark. There's a 4-inch mark here. I'm going to go up 2 inches to the half of the 4 from the L. So I'm going to go up 2 and make my mark. And what this is getting is this is going to get me the bottom part of the B. I already know this is where this one's going to come down at. It says it's over 1 1/2, so we're going to measure over 3/4 of an inch. Now we're getting the throat and the head here. So we kind of did this in a roundabout way with all the measurements, but here's B, here's C, and there's D. So we got the L, the head, the throat, the body, and D. Notice that these two lines are not lining up. Let's look at it from the top view. Let's go ahead and shoot some things up here. I'm going to shoot up the overall size of the part here. I'm not going to shoot up everything all at once this time. The overall size of the part is 4 inches, which means the overall size of the part will be 2 inches because we have to split it in half. Now when I look down at this piece, I'm going to see X, Y, Z, and I should have probably done I'll do a W down there. So I'm going to see 4 parts on there. Well, I'm going to do Z first. Z is 3/4 up because it says 1 1/2, and then I've already got the 1-inch measurement. This measurement right here, and it says up 3/4. So what I did there is I'm not transferring everything at once, and maybe I should just to show you. I transferred that one up, and I transferred this one up because I know that's the box that I'm drawing. This face right here, this face. So I've gotten one of them. Now to get W, all I know, I just need to continue that line across. So this is Z, and this is W by continuing that line across. Now I kind of need to get a D on top of a D here. So the question is what is the measurements? We're going to look at this. It says that it's 1 inch from here over. Well, that means I'm gonna measure down a half. There's a half of that. And once again, this is where we can transfer a few things up at. So I'm transferring this line up. I didn't go all the way through it because I'm trying to make this D on top of the D. So I'm trying to save myself some erasing time now. I shot that line up representing here. I'm shooting this second line up to get this face of the D here. I shot this line up to get the line here. That one is obviously already up. So I'm just trying to save myself erasing, trying to show you that you don't always have to shoot everything up all the way to erase it. But there's X and Y, and that top view is now finished. When I look at the right side view, I'm going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 features again. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot the overall size of everything over. So I know I'm drawn inside of this box. Now let's go ahead and get this big fat piece on here first. So this big fat piece says that it's 2.5 over. So that means it's going to be 1 1/4 over from this line over. So I can probably transfer this one over. I'm not going to draw all the way across again because I'm only going to go 1 1/4. Again, it says to come down 4, which is 2, but it's really this line. So again, this horizontal line I just shot across. This one I'm going to be shooting across right now. And wherever I just measured it at, up. So right there is 4. Now I'm going to try to get 3 on here right now. Notice again 3 was a little bit taller than 4. So it's going to be representative of where this line was at. So I'm going to bring this one over. Go ahead and continue it up. So there's 3. Again, 3 was a little bit taller than 4 by looking at this piece. Now I need to get 1 and 2 on there. Well, we know that it was it's 2.5 wide completely, so I can measure over that 1 1/4 again, which is actually the same line that I've already got drawn over here. This one. And then it says it's over 1 inch right there. Well, if I measure over the half, that's going to give me what I need. There's 2 and there's 1. The only issue is this box right here. There's nothing up there in that upper left hand corner, so I would have to erase that out of there. That is figure D10.